Hi everyone, it's LeJanaro back with another video. Today I'm going to be working on this quick sew 4277 view B. I don't know if you can see that, if it's blurry or not. View B, the bucket hat. This one right here. If you can't find the quick sew pattern, Simplicity 9509 is the same exact pattern. This is not a tutorial. Life has been life in this week, so I needed to pull out something to sew and just sew. Alright, so I'm going to try to put this hat together and see how it goes. There's only 3 pieces to this hat. It's pieces 6, 7, and 8. It's funny because this is the pattern I was telling you all about in my other video, how it had 16 pieces, which actually end up being 32 pieces because it has adult and child in here. And I didn't even bother to cut it down to my size. I cut all the pieces at a large, so I already know this hat is going to be too big for my head, but I just really want to see if I can put it together. Alright, I'll check back in with you all in a few. It says I already got my interfacing and everything on here. I didn't use the interfacing that it called for because I didn't have any, so I just used some regular interfacing that I had, and I didn't use fusible fleece because I didn't want it to be too heavy. So let's see, it says, hopefully that's not in the way. It says pin the top and top lining with wrong sides together and baste. So this is the top here, and I did do it in 2 different fabrics. Right, so I'm putting them together with the wrong sides facing, and I'm gonna baste around that. I'm gonna see if I can take multiple things to the sewing machine at one time. Here's some notches, so I want to make sure my notches are matching up. Yeah, they are. Okay. After that, it says fold the crown with right sides together and stitch the center back seam and press seam allowances open. So the top was piece number 8. The crown is piece number 6. Alright, so this is the crown. And it had me cut 2 fabrics, but the instructions is only giving me directions for 1. So some of the other instructions, when you have 2 pieces, it says fold each. Like when it's talking about the brim, which is piece number 7, it says fold each. But for this crown, it's saying fold crown with right sides together. So I need to do some investigation to see if I need to fold both of these, because the pattern piece has you cut 2 pieces. So I'm going to investigate and see what's going on. But before I do that, I can also, I'm going to set this other piece of the crown to the side. I can also take piece number 7, which is the brim, and it says fold each brim piece with right sides together. So maybe I'll do something with that other crown later in the instructions, but I'm going to investigate that before I come back to y'all. I'm just going to fold this brim and pin it because I'm going to take it out to the sewing machine at one time. Alright, so I'm doing the top with the wrong sides together, and I'm going to baste it. The crown right sides facing, and then sew down one edge, and the both brims right sides facing, and sew down both edges. I got to check on my other crown piece. Aha, yes. So I will use this other crown later. I read on down the instructions, so I'm going to go ahead and fold it in half with right sides facing. And sew it because it's going to have you do it anyway. I just had to find it in the instructions. One is the main piece and one is the lining, so good thing I cut 2 different pieces, right? So I'm just going to take all this to the sewing machine and sew it. So now I have to take the top and the crown, one of the crown, well, not the crown lining, the main crown, and I need to pin at the upper edge with right sides facing. All right. I should have some notches somewhere, I think. Wait a minute. Around the top edge. Top edge. So let me find my notches. I'm not putting the notches together. I'm just finding my notches because the notches go on the side. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Okay, dokie. I think I got it right. We'll see in a minute. But I guess technically I am putting the notches together. It's just me talking it out in my head. I'm just making sure the notches are on, the notches of the top are on the side. I need to turn this way because this is the right side. Alright, so, alright. Bear with me while I talk this out to myself. The instructions are good. I just had to read down about that other crown piece, the lining crown. Y'all know I like to take a lot of stuff to the sewing machine and sew at one time, so. The instructions are good. Tells you everything you need. The seam allowance is a 1/2 inch. That is also in the instructions. I always have a hard time sewing stuff like this. That's why you don't see me sewing a lot of bags that I have to do this type of thing with. But I'm gonna start though because I wanna master my bag making skills and sew different types of bags. But that's a video for another day. Alright, so I'm gonna continue to pin this around, and I'm going to take it to the sewing machine and I'm going to sew around. And you're sewing with right sides facing, so that's why it's looking all funny. So I'm going to set this to the side. I'll finish pinning this in a minute. You also are going to grab your brims, and with right sides together, you're going to pin around the lower edge, right? And you should have, let's see, matching the center back seams and stitch. And then you'll clip around after you sew the edge. So with this type of pattern, you definitely want to make sure you do all of your markings, because if not, you will be lost. So not just your notches, you want to do your circles as well, because they're going to be your guides to help you. Alright, so I'm just going to stick a few pins in here. Ow, just poked myself. Alright, so you're going to take this to the sewing machine and sew around the, they call it the outer edge, not this inner edge, the outer edge. And then you'll put some clips around it. After that, you turn it to the right side, and you're supposed to sew. You know how these hats have all the different top stitching all the way around? Probably not going to do all of that. And then after you do all the top stitching, if I decide to do all the top stitch, okay, so sew the outer edge, turn it to the right side, press it, then you do all that top stitching all the way around, and then you stay stitch this outer edge, right? Alright, so we'll see how I go. I'm gonna finish pinning and then sew. I got everything sewn around. Y'all, this look a mess. But hey, it is what it is. This is the brim. I'm just cutting around, not cutting through the stitching. Then I'm going to turn this to the right side and press it. And then I'm going to stay stitch that edge. I'm not going to do the top stitching all around. I just really want to see if I can make this. After this, after this, after I turn it to the right side, and I'm going to press it and then stay stitch the top around the top, then I pin the brim to the crown. So this concoction. Okay, so now I gotta pin the crown into the brim, or the brim to the crown. There are some notches. Sometimes I wish we could sing on these videos, but you don't want to get any YouTube strikes. Crown lining. I had already sewed it together. Then you had to fold down a ½ inch and press down a ½ inch. And then once I finish this, somehow I got to put this in there. So we'll see how I go. I'm just going to continue pinning this and then go to the sewing machine. Alright, I'm a little baffled by these next instructions, but I'm gonna go for it. And if it's wrong, we'll figure it out later. Alright, so it looks like a hat. So this is the crown lining. So it says pin the lining to the crown, right sides together over brim, matching centers, stitch the lower edge, understitch lining lower edge. Okay. So it said right sides together over the brim. I gotta go find that interfacing that they are talking about. Hold on. Hold on. Help is on the way. Alright. Okay, I think I got it. Alright. Right right side facing over the brim. So let me kind of scrunch this up a little bit. We gonna get there. We gonna get there. Alright, let me do this. Alright, let me go ahead and pin this that way. That part will be in place. Oh boy. There are some notches. There are some notches. Whew. Okay. This is a lot of layers, so I'm glad I didn't use fusible fleece. But also I wish I had. Because it's floppy. It's a floppy hat. I wish it was more stiff. But then I probably need to use a stiffer, heavier fabric, like a canvas fabric. My denim is way too heavy. Maybe. But with all these layers, yeah, my denim is way too heavy. I would need a lighter weight denim. I thought I had a lighter weight denim, but I can't find it right now. I'm sure it's somewhere in my stash. I remember getting it from Fabric World, I think. Because it was only like $3.99 a yard. So it's just a matter of figuring out where it is in here. It's somewhere. All right. All right, I think that's it. I put it over the brim, so we're gonna go for it. That's what it looked like in the picture. All right, so after I stitch around, it says, then I understitch the lining lower edge. And then I turn the lining to the inside, and I'm supposed to hand sew something, but we know that's not gonna happen. All right, so let's go for it. I was a little worried, but I did it. So let's see. All right. All right, all right. Whew. I'm supposed to understitch the lining first, but this part around here. All right, all right. So I'm putting this on the inside. Okay, okay. I see you, I see you. All right, so this is what I'm gonna do. So I'm supposed to understitch the lining, so it'll look nice and neat. And then this part of the lining where I press down a 1/2 inch, I'm supposed to hand stitch that all the way around, but I'm gonna try to sew that in place instead of hand stitching, because child waiting on me to hand stitch something. It'll be sitting here waiting on mommy. I'm sure she will giggle that she'll giggle when she watches this part of the video. Yeah, so that's all I'm gonna do. I'm not gonna record that part. I'm gonna press it, and then I'm gonna understitch the lining, and then I'm gonna try to stitch this in place so it'll look neat on the inside. I'll let y'all know the outcome in just a minute. Put this on my head. Oh yeah, it's way too big for my head, but that's okay. We did it, y'all. All right, let me go press this and show you the end result. It's done, y'all. It's a little big for my head, but I mean it fits, but it's big. And it's a little floppy, but that's because the interfacing I used wasn't as sturdy. I think I'm gonna try to find the interfacing that they talk about in the pattern. But otherwise, I gave it that good old college try. I like it. And then I don't know if you could tell, I ended up recording the last two parts, but I don't know if you could tell that I pinned the inside and just kind of did like a top stitch around. It's not my best work, but it's okay. So this is the lining, and I just kind of top stitched around that, so it will cover up that raw edge in there. You're supposed to hand stitch it, but y'all know I don't know how to hand stitch yet, and I don't know, I need to take the time to learn how to do it. The problem is my stitches are always loose. And I don't know what it is about me. If I try something one time and it doesn't work, I don't want to try it again. But I kind of need hand sewing as a skill, right? But this is the hat, y'all. I like it. All right, I got one more thing to do today, and then that will be my weekend of projects. All right. Okay, so I also have to make a couple of shirts. One friend wants me to make a shirt for her boyfriend, and then my other friend, her birthday is on the 7th, so I told her to pick a design and I would make her a shirt. I'm still waiting on her to pick the design. We're coming down to the wire here, so hopefully she will pick it soon. But this is for my my friend who wanted me to make the shirt for her boyfriend. I'm in Canva, and all I did was just type this up, and you know, she sent me an example of what she wanted, so I just typed this up in Canva. I hit share, and I download it as a PNG, and I also hit transparent background. Transparent background is a pro feature on Canva, but even if you don't have, even if you have the free version of Canva, you can still download something as a PNG and take the background off in Cricut Design Space. So now that I've got it downloaded, I'm going to go over to Cricut Design Space. And I do have videos showing start to finish how I make designs in Canva and bring them over to Cricut Design Space when I make t-shirts. I will try to find them and link them below. So I have Cricut Design Space open. I'm just going to go to New Project. And I'm going to go over here to Upload, Upload Image, Browse, and it's saved in my downloads. Right, so I got the file from my downloads. This is how it appears. I'm just going to hit complex because that's just what I always hit. And hit continue. If it had the white background on it, it would be on this screen right here. And you would just click the background and it will become a transparent background. That's how you would remove the background. And you can make this bigger so you can see your design. So let's say you hit the background but you still had some white here. You would just click on the areas where you still have the white background and it will go away. All right, I'm going to hit apply and continue. This is going to be a cut image because I'm using vinyl. Hit upload. All right, I'm going to click on my design and hit add to canvas. All right, and it comes on huge. I do want it to be kind of big because you want to be able to see. Only thing, let me see. The shirt is a medium, so I need to actually measure the shirt to see if 10 is going to be fine. But usually 10 inches across is kind of big. 12 is the largest that you can do for the 12 by 12 mat, but there's a I think 12 by 24 mat, so if you want to make something bigger you can definitely make it bigger. You just have to use the bigger mat with your Cricut. Right, so I'm just going to do 10 for now, and then I will hit make it. I just want to go through these steps with you all so you can see. When you hit make it, it comes to this screen. This is going to be on iron on vinyl, so you want to make sure you hit mirror. All right, and then you hit continue. It'll come to this screen. My Cricut is not turned on right now, so this will just say please wait. Oh. Well, it's picking it up. My Cricut is not on, so I don't know why it's picking it up. But anyway, you'll come to this screen. Let me go turn it on. Stand by. Alright, so my machine is on, so it will show your machine up here. Make sure you have the right machine chosen. It'll say base material set to iron on, and it will give you this message right here. Make sure your mirror is turned on, and your iron on material is face down, meaning the shiny side of your material is facing downward on the mat. Right? And at this point, you just have to go cut your material to size, and then put it on your mat and the Cricut will cut. I'm using 2 different vinyls, so I'm going to have to measure out the uncle and also measure out the sentence up under it, because I'm using 2 different vinyls. So I won't subject you all to that. Just wanted to show you what else I had to do today. Alright, so here's the hat. Like I said, it's too big for my head. I could do a medium though. I don't need to go down to a small. It's a little dark in here. But yeah, it is floppy again because I didn't have the right interfacing to use, and I didn't want to use fusible fleece. I feel like it would have been too hot for that. But I like the hat. It's cute. I can give it to somebody who has a head a little bit bigger than mine. But it's a cute hat. It wasn't that hard to put together. I was confused on just a few steps. But other than that, I'm trying to stand on my tippy toes. Other than that, it's a cute hat. And then this is the inside with the lining that I was struggling to get together. I did watch Jess Oakleroot's channel. She did a different pattern, but she made hers reversible. So I like it. All right. Question of the day. Do you make accessories, whether it's handbags, hats, shoes? Let me know in the comments. This is a little bit out of my comfort zone, but I'm glad I tried it. All right. Thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video.